Hello, trauma brains, and welcome to this bonus announcement of a collaboration I did over the summer. For those that are new, hi, I'm Raysa. I am a trauma survivor who lives with complex PTSD, and I created this podcast because I know how confusing and isolating healing can feel. Welcome to Hello, Trauma Brain. Here we talk about the ups and downs of healing complex trauma, boundaries, coming to terms with the fact that people I love were abusing me, and what it looks like to heal one slow and tiny step at a time. If you're living with CPTSD or supporting someone who is, this podcast is for you. Welcome, new and returning trauma brains. I am so glad you are here. Today, I will not be doing the usual episode. Instead, I am doing a bonus announcement. This is something I've been meaning to do, and I'm finally getting around to it. I want to talk to you about a collaboration I did over the summer for About That Jack, which is a blog. And Jack reached out to me to ask me to be in one of his Q&A series. Now, Jack is not only a writer for this blog, but he also hosts the podcast Healing Out Loud. Something I really like about his podcast is that Jack features short episodes which have bite-sized relatable metaphors that help give meaning to a lot of the experience that I live with having complex PTSD. He definitely has a way with words and explaining things, and I invite you to check it out as well. So this Q&A series happened to be released right as I had finished wrapping season 2, and I was burnt out. I meant to do this announcement along with another announcement of another collaboration I had done, and I needed a break. And before I knew it, it was the fall. And then season 3 was starting, and I'm getting around to it now before things continue to not allow me to do this. Similar to the other announcement that I am releasing this week, when I decided to do these 2 announcements back to back, the toxic inner critic was still there, and it is still there. It's too late. This happened back in the summer. We're in the fall now, about to start winter. What's the point? You should not be making this now. Forget about it. Yeah, I'm trying to teach my inner kiddo that, we're allowed to have a process. We're allowed to take our time. It's okay if things got in the way, and it is not too late to talk about these collaborations, because here's the thing. There is no deadline. This content is still out there to be found, and people might have missed the announcement I made on Instagram back in the summer, and this is what could bring it to their awareness. And yeah, that's one of those things where I'm fighting the inner critic and still doing the thing and trusting that nobody's pissed off at me, and I haven't upset the cart, and I haven't done something that made these people regret collaborating with me. So here it is. The Q&A series is called Raysa on CPTSD Recovery and Healing. The blog features answers to questions that Jack sent me ahead of time. And before I go any further, I want to thank Jack. Thank you so much for creating this space for us CPTSD peeps, and for inviting me to participate in your Q&A series. In this blog, you can expect to read about what I have found helpful in my own healing journey, my experience realizing that my past was still impacting my present, and more. One question I loved was, what has healing meant to you in your own words? And if you want to find out more and see what I answered to these questions, I invite you to check out the blog and also Jack's content. Links will be in the show notes. So let me share the process or what was going on for me as I was working on this. I feel like sometimes I get caught up with the waves of healing, and I don't have time to really sit down and reflect on things. I'm just doing and doing all the time. And working on this Q&A allowed me to do so. I realized how far I have come and how much I still have to learn. The more I do this work, the more tools I discover, and I enjoy having the opportunity of sharing the wisdom I have gained so far. It is also meaningful when I can create connections with other people that are going through this and doing similar work to mine. And I'm feeling pretty proud of this collaboration and also the article that came out during the summer. This is one of 2 bonus announcements I am releasing this week. The other bonus announcement is about my collaboration with the Healing and CPTSD Chronicles. And if you want to learn more about my first published article, Listening to My Screaming Body, I invite you to check that out. I'm going to say this here too, because I feel like it matters and it can bear repeating. Before I wrap up this announcement, I want to acknowledge that this week is Thanksgiving week. And I know it can be hard for survivors, especially people like me going through estrangement, to go through these big milestone holidays. I want to let you know that if this holiday feels tough, you are not alone. I hope content like this can keep you company. I'm personally going to be hitting my 3-year mark since I officially went no contact with the main abusers, and I've been estranged with them ever since. And I will be talking about that more on the next full-length episode. Also, a gentle reminder to do all the things to support this podcast. Subscribe, hit like, leave a 5-star review, comment, and share to help me and this podcast reach other people that could really benefit from finding this content, especially during the holiday season. I hope you enjoyed the Q&A series. Leave a comment letting me know what you thought. What was your favorite question? Is there anything that you would have added yourself? I'd love to know. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, there will be links coming shortly on the screen that you can use to subscribe and check out more episodes. Remember that you deserve to heal, and I will see you next time.